What is up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and we are back for a morning live stream. We're going to be doing these every single Friday. Kind of get your guys' questions, thoughts, opinions on the team, but more importantly, have a conversation and just kind of stay up into the loop with so much going on in Yankee world. I realize with kind of the way that baseball is and with the way that, I guess for lack of better words, with the way that the Yankees are, there's always there's always something to talk about. There's always news. So we want to do these live shows every Friday. But with that announcement kind of out of the way, we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about this past week of games, the Giants series and the Tigers series and disappointments in that series, and how this 4-game win streak the Yankees are on right now really helps counteract that and really helps put that behind you. We're going to talk a bit about the farm system, some early top performers, and we're going to highlight a bullpen that has really started to find its form. We're going to talk a little bit of Ben Rice as well and his hot start, so much and more right here on Fireside Yankees, the Thinking Fans podcast. You guys are going to love today's show. I hope we can have a lot of fun today. If you have comments, questions, there will be time for us to do a little bit of Q&A and talk a bit about just whatever's on your guys' minds and whatever's relevant to the fans. So we want to get your guys' conversations. We want to get your guys' questions, comments, concerns. We want to keep you guys in the loop on what's going on here. But with that being said, let's start talking about the 4 games the Yankees have won in a row. The Yankees swept the Kansas City Royals at home. They took the series opener against the Rays. That's 4 in a row. It's the longest win streak for the Yankees this season early on. And while the New York Yankees have not played a lot of games this year, we've only played 19. We're still way too early into the season to draw any conclusions. I do think that the Yankees are in a good spot right now, given where their injury situation's at, where their roster's at, and more importantly, where this team has kind of had to play. I don't like using weather as an excuse because the other team also has to play in that weather, and bad weather is not an excuse for bad baseball. Bad weather is an excuse for sloppy baseball, but you need to still outplay your opponent in sloppy conditions because at the end of the day, your team is going to have to play in sloppy conditions. It's just how this works. And in October, the weather is never great. So, I don't think that that's a fair excuse, but for pitchers, you're trying to get yourself settled. Your command's probably behind where it will be during the middle of the season. And you also have to deal with bad weather, not getting to grip the ball well, not having a good feel for the baseball, not being able to command the ball well and throw pitches and execute where you want to execute. I think that's played a role. And I think that's something where weather does factor in. Saw a lot of that in the Giants series. I feel like a lot of guys didn't execute their pitches as well as they may have wanted to. And I feel like you also saw that in the Detroit series. A lot of walks, just a lot of walks, a lot of unnecessary walks. I think the walks are something that's just bugged me early in the year and has bugged a lot of fans, understandably so, since the Yankees lead league in walks. But in this Royals and series and in the first game of the Rays series, the pitching staff was awesome. The pitching staff delivered. Will Warren didn't have a good start at all. We talked about that last night. But the bullpen was able to come in and do a job. This bullpen has been unbelievable over the last few days. And a big reason for that is just how often they can miss bats. And striking out hitters is something that the Yankees haven't really done well out of the bullpen in a year. Like it really has not been their strong suit. And that's something that I think the Yankees got too far away from. Their bullpen needs to be able to strike people out if they want to have success. And I'm going to share my screen in a few to kind of look through some data with you guys. But the Yankees have struck out more hitters out of their bullpen than they have last year. And that's a huge difference. That's making a big difference for them. And it's allowing for this group to be more cohesive and perform better in high leverage situations. I'm going to share my screen now. We're going to talk a little bit and look a little bit through this data together. So just going to get rid of the overlay for a second so you guys can look here. Now, Yankees bullpen, top of the league in strikeout rate. Also top 3 in walk rate, which isn't great, but in terms of strikeout to walk rate, they are 11th. Again, not great, but not bad. Again, you want to see these walks come down, but the strikeouts being up is a good thing. And then you look at StatCast. How are these guys getting hit? Are they getting hit hard? And the StatCast data tells us they're not getting hit hard. 6.4% barrel rate, 87.1 average exit velocity. That's the fourth lowest mark in baseball, and a 34.9% hard hit rate. Again, the fourth lowest mark in baseball. Their ERA, or their adjusted ERA, is 3.80. Their ERA minus 80, which means they're 20% better than the league average staff at preventing runs. That's eighth in the league. And then you look at win probability added, which is leverage index. It's basically saying, hey, factoring in clutch situations, how often is your bullpen getting it done? Yankees win probability added from the bullpen, it's seventh in baseball. So that's pretty good. And again, I think this bullpen will only get better as they get healthier. This bullpen was really banged up to start the year. They've done a much better job. Now, it is something to note that they're 13th in meltdowns, while also being 13th in shutdowns. So they've had their fair share of blown games. Don't get me wrong. This bullpen has not been flawless. But again, I believe in what they have and what they're going to have. And for this bullpen to get a lot better, they're going to need to get healthier for sure. This is kind of the area where they need to improve. If you look at stuff plus, pitching plus, location plus, look at that location plus 93. They're 27th. That's not good. Their stuff plus isn't overwhelming as well. It's 102. Big reason for this, though, is the pitch usage. And that's why I'm not worried about the stuff plus score, more so about the location plus score. They need to command the ball a little better. The Yankee bullpen throws more splitters than any other bullpen in baseball, and they throw a lot of changeups as well. Off-speed pitches do not grade out well in stuff plus. Just to give you guys that heads up, it's not a pitch that grades out well in stuff plus. And so I believe that that's playing a role in poor stuff plus scores. Like their slider usage is roughly as high as their changeup usage. Sliders perform better in stuff plus than changeups do. And their splitter usage is higher than the curveball usage. Curveballs perform better in stuff plus models than splitters do. So not worried about that. But I am worried about, again, that location plus. That location plus has to be better. The Yankees have to command the ball better if they want to have success as a staff. Moving on, though, and if you have any other, I'll take some questions here about the bullpen real quick. If there are, we have one comment here regarding the bullpen. Bullpen really was missing those swing and miss guys. Yeah, they were. I think that last year, the lack of swing and miss in the Yankee bullpen was a problem. And that this year, the Yankees whiff rate or swinging strike rate isn't super high as a bullpen. It's 12.2%. But that called strike plus whiff rate isn't high either. They're getting a decent amount of called strikes, but it's not abnormal. But when they get to two strike situations, they're putting guys away. They get to two strike situations, they put guys away. And that's what this bullpen does, and that's really good. And they don't allow the long ball. 0.72 home runs per nine. You live with the walks more than you will with home runs. I'd rather have a bullpen that walks guys than allows home runs. So there's that. But yeah, Muhammad, also happy birthday. I see that it was your birthday. You sat behind home plate for that Detroit game when Freed was there. Mirkwood Studios was there as well. Thank you for stopping by, Mirkwood. And I really was a gem. This is a really good segue here because we didn't get to do it last Sunday because we didn't get to go live, but we can do it today on Friday retroactively for our Aspen Vodka Player of the Week of last week, which was Max Fried, who performed really, really well. 7 innings, 1-run baseball. He looked remarkable. He was as good as advertised. Honestly, he's been better than advertised with the New York Yankees. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, Max Fried has been one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. And I think that doesn't get enough talk because this pitching staff would be in shambles without the efforts of Max Fried. And I wish that, we could talk about a rotation that has both Max Fried and Garrett Cole. I wish we could, but we can't, unfortunately. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer to talk about that. But here is where we're going to highlight our Aspen Vodka Player of the Week with Max Fried. Max Fried has delivered 2 quality starts for the Yankees. Both these quality starts came this past week. They were the only 2 quality starts the Yankees had all season. Quality starts, it's 6 innings pitched, 3 runs or fewer. Could be more than 6 innings pitched, obviously. But Fried has been the only guy who's been able to do that for the Yankees this year. And that's kind of a big deal. Like, the ability to pitch deep into games is something that the Yankees need more of. And I honestly think that we're talking about a frontline starter. We're talking about a frontline starter who is capable of anchoring a rotation, being everything that the Yankees need in a frontline starter, and being the replacement for Garrett Cole. He is that good. He is that good. He is so damn brilliant. His command is top of the line. His stuff is really good. And again, he is your Aspen Vodka Player of the Week. Aspen Vodka, a proud sponsor of the New York, not the New York Yankees, of Fireside Yankees. And their vodka is used in the New York Yankees' brand new espresso martini, which is available at Yankee Stadium. Go check that out there. Of course, 21 or older to drink, and drink responsibly. Never drink and drive. Aspen Vodka, again, thank you for sponsoring the Fireside Yankees podcast, the Fireside Yankees page. And Sam, our social media coordinator, has thrown together a cocktail, a custom cocktail for Max Fried, our Aspen Vodka Player of the Week. And if you make the drink and repost it on Instagram, tagging us, we will repost it on Instagram and share it on our story. Again, that post is already out. It's been out since 9 a.m. So, maybe wait a little bit longer in the day. It's 11:13. Perhaps it's too early to have a drink. But again, if you repost yourself making the drink, we will repost it. So share it on your stories, make that drink. And at Max Fried, first ever Aspen Vodka Player of the Week for the Fireside Yankees podcast. I will answer this question, even though it's not related from Yvette, because it's an important one. These Friday chats will replace the Friday podcast. So Friday, I just won't have a pre-recorded episode. This is the episode for the day, but it will not replace daily podcast. This Friday chat is just the content you're going to get on YouTube on Fridays, alongside various shorts that I'll throw up with various statistics and stuff like that. I will be posting your prospect of the day on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. On YouTube Shorts, I throw up the prospect of the day. I believe there's a post feature on YouTube now, so I will be utilizing that to also post the graphic. But I usually just post, the best performing minor leaguer from the day before in the Yankee organization. I will not spoil who it is because it's going to be posted at 12 on Twitter. So there's that. And polling for the Aspen Vodka Player of the Week will also be available and live today on Twitter and Instagram. So be on the lookout for that. Check that out because you'll get to vote for who our Aspen Vodka Player of the Week, which we will name on Sunday. With that being said, though, let's move on a little bit and talk about some of the things that I've also seen from the Yankees on the offense side of the ball that have really been awesome. The Yankees are currently the best offense in baseball with a 138 WRC+. They lead baseball in slugging percentage. They're tied for the league in home runs. They're top 5 in batting average and on base percentage. They have the best position player group in baseball, according to wins above replacement. Their defense has been really good. Their defense is tied for the lead in defensive runs saved. They are top 10 in outs above average. They are the best framing team in baseball. And according to fielding run value, they're the second best defensive team in baseball. So far, the New York Yankees are a top flight defensive team. I think the eye test matches the data there. And it's a well-balanced defensive team. They have defensive talent all across the baseball diamond. Now, this position player group has been awesome, and I think that the guy who stands out the most to me, obviously you have Aaron Judge, who's been the best player in baseball, but Ben Rice, got to put qualified. Ben Rice has been the 5th best qualified hitter in baseball this year, and his underlying data is ridiculous. We're going to share this tab here with Ben Rice's numbers. Ben Rice, my third baseman. Nate, thank you for stopping by. Nate, I think that the Yankees will do whatever they can to keep Ben Rice in the lineup. Ben Rice doesn't strike out a lot, 21.4% strikeout rate. He does a lot of damage on contact, 95.8 mile per hour average exit velocity, 22.2% barrel rate, 64.4% hard hit rate. He doesn't have a lot of discernible flaws in his game. The breaking ball has been a bugaboo for him. He hasn't really been able to hit that pitch consistently, and we're going to pull up his Savant page because, oh my God. Um, Again, breaking ball is kind of a bugaboo for him, but he's actually been hitting these a little bit better. Like, he didn't have a hit against a breaking ball all year, and he didn't have a hit against an off-speed pitch all year, but he's starting to hit them a little bit more. Not whiffing a lot against off-speeds. That's good. He is whiffing a lot against breaking balls. That needs to improve. But, you might go, teams are just going to start throwing him more breaking balls. Well, they have to land them in the zone. And if they don't land them in the zone, that's a problem. If they don't land him in the zone, he's just going to take because he's a really patient hitter. And if they hang him in the zone, he's got the bat speed and the power to crush it out of the yard. I think that Ben Rice has to play every single day, even including against lefties, even when Stanton is back. I don't know how you make it work, but you have to make it work. He is that good of a hitter. He is that good of a player. And the Yankees need to do everything they can to make sure that he remains in their starting lineup. I'm going to cough real quick, so I'm just going to mute my mic. But again, Ben Rice hitting the ball really hard. He has been a revelation for this offense. And every piece of underlying data here is really, 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 really good. Again, just the whiff rates getting closer to league average. 27% is not bad at all. 21.4% strikeout rate is a little bit lower than the league average. So that's really good considering that he's hitting everything really hard. His batted ball data is just ridiculous. This is a ridiculous hitter. This is a guy who should not exist. Like, his unique ability to make contact and hit the ball hard is really only surpassed by Juan Soto and rivaled by very few hitters in the major leagues. If Muncy can play third base, I'm sure he can too. The only thing is, like, Muncy came up as a third base, second base guy. Rice came up as a first base. I don't think that's I think this is an apples to oranges comparison. I don't think this is necessarily fair. If I'm being honest, I can't lie. So that is a complication the Yankees are going to have to deal with, but it is a good problem to have because injuries happen and players don't always players don't always stay healthy. You have to factor in for injuries. As much as that's dark to say, it just is what it is. But also, we can't have this conversation about the New York Yankee offense without talking about Aaron Judge, who is both an elite defensive right fielder and, I mean, you just want to look at this. Like, do you guys just want to look at this? Like, take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is the best hitter on planet Earth. This is the best hitter we've seen since Barry Bonds. This is the best hitter we've seen. Really, I mean, I just haven't seen a hitter this good in such a long, like, you don't see hitters this good. You don't. You're not supposed to see hitters this good. He's so ridiculously talented. He is so damn well-rounded. There are so few warts in his game. There are so few holes in his swing. There is not really a discernible area of Aaron Judge's offensive profile that is bad. There's nothing, there are no flaws here. Oh, he whiffs too much. Okay. And he's got a great eye. He doesn't even strike out that much. 24.3% last year. I believe that was the lowest mark of his career. Yep, was the lowest mark of his career. This year, 19.8%. He's just automatic. And defensively, I think that he is a really, really good defensive right fielder still. Last year, +1 outs above average. I know in 2023 he struggled out there, -2. But every other year of his career, he's been an above average defender in right field. And I firmly believe he'll remain an above average defender in right field moving forward because I just think he's that freaking good. Like, that's just what I think of Aaron Judge. So, this is a guy who's just one of the best, if not the best players. I think he's the best player in baseball right now. Like, until Shohei Ohtani steps back on a mound, this is the best player in the game. And what he's done for this offense is unreal. And it kind of feels casual. Like, it feels weirdly casual. Yeah. Now, looking at the Yankee, giving you guys a quick update on this Yankee offense. They have 8 qualified hitters. 6 of them are above average in terms of WRC plus, 2 below. If you expand it to 50 plate appearances, 40 plate appearances, you get 10 hitters in this group. Grisham above average. Cabrera above average. So 10 hitters with at least 40 plate appearances. 8 of them are above average. A lot of good ex-Wobas here. Got to see Wells hit for some more pop. Or not more pop. Get on base a little more. Got to see Bellinger kind of do everything. I think Wells and Bellinger will be fine. I think they'll turn it around. Wells has been a ridiculously good defender. Defensive value, a lot of these guys really good. You're seeing Judge, he's a plus defender. Grisham's going to be a plus defender this year. Cabrera's going to be a plus defender this year. I know that says negative, and it's negative for Grisham too, but there'll be plus defenders this year. Goldschmidt's been weird defensively. I haven't been super happy with the defense, but it's also first base. Dominguez has been a surprise on defense and left field. Jazz has been really good defensively. Wells is really good defensively. Bellinger's really good defensively. The Yankees have a strong defensive nucleus, and they have a really strong offensive nucleus where they've got depth in their offense. And as guys begin to heat up again, they'll be able to hit a lot more. So I am of the opinion that this is a good position player group. I am 2 thumbs up on this position player group. I think that these guys are going to be able to do a lot of really cool things this year. And if you look at the really bad base runners, it's been Grisham. That's not going to hold. Goldschmidt, that'll hold. Volpe, that's not going to hold. Judge, that'll hold. Wells, that'll hold. They'll both be negative base runners this year. And then they've got some positive guys. I think they've got some guys who can be a little more aggressive. I'd love to see Volpe. Let's be a little more aggressive. He's got 6 steal attempts, 3 caught, 3 is successful. Let's get that number up. Like, he's a better base runner than that. Let's get that number up. Let's be more aggressive on the bases. The Yankees is a team, 15 steals, 4 caught stealings. I'd love for them to be a little more aggressive there. But again, they just do so much damage on contact. Like, this offense is barreling everything. They're hitting everything hard. You look at the swing decisions. They make great swing decisions. They don't chase. They swing in zone a decent bit. Want to look at the swinging strike rate on this team. They do swing and miss a decent bit. That might be a concern for some, but it's not like an outrageous one. Like 11.8% swinging strike rate is fine. They're right around where the Dodgers are, and I don't think that's an issue. So their chase rate, lowest in baseball. 68.1% zone swing rate. That's middle of the pack. They make really good swing decisions. And the zone contact rates aren't great. But again, you'll live with it. The contact rates are a problem. Not a problem. Their contact rates are not good. Like, that's just a fact. They don't have great contact rates. But they make great swing decisions, and they hit for a ton of power, and that is way more valuable. You'll take that trade-off any day of the week. They hit the ball in the air a ton. It's resulting in this high home run per fly ball rate. And this is not an unsustainable one. This is roughly where they were at last year. So that's really encouraging too. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to take some comments. We're going to talk about the comments a little bit. And then we'll get back on track with a prospect report. But I wanted to take some time here to acknowledge the comment section and get some questions in. Anyone else nervous for Carlos Rodon? I feel like what's about to happen today is inevitable. I know he's been struggling, but I think that gosh, I'm so off. I think that Rodon could be a lot better than people are giving him credit for. I think the swing and miss stuff is really good. I think that you look at underlying metrics more than you should look at ERA. His underlying metrics are pretty darn good. So in my opinion, I believe that he is going to be a fine starting pitcher. Not a great one, but a fine one in 2025. That's where I'm at. We talked about this already with the bullpen swing and miss. We mentioned that comment. Can't believe Judge hitting over 400. That's insane. He is an insane hitter. He is one of the best hitters we will ever see. Ever. I have a question regarding Ben Rice. Staying back early June, can Ben Rice play third base? Can he play second base, move Jazz to third base, maybe replace JC as the backup catcher? He has to play 6-7 days. Muhammad, I agree that he has to play 6-7 days, but I'm not entirely sure what the solution is here, because I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about what they should do, because I really don't think that they're going to move from the second or third. I think that that's not happening. I don't. And I also don't believe that the New York Yankees will send down JC Escara. I don't know what they're going to do. And that's kind of where I'm at. And that's why I'm struggling with this. I really don't know. I wish I did know. I wish I did, because this is going to be a difficult way to navigate through this roster issue. But again, injuries tend to shake out roster issues and tend to solve roster problems. more often than people think. What are the odds that Goldschmidt, Stanton, and Rice are all healthy at the same time? It's not 100%. So that has to get factored into this as well, which does suck to have to mention. But yeah. Matt, yep, we talked about this with Muncie. I think it's apples to oranges. Do you think Warren moves to the bullpen once Teal returns? I think Carrasco has to go before that. I just don't think Carrasco's a competitive major league starter. So yeah, I'm sorry. Something I learned at the game that I didn't know was when Volpe or Jazz or Cabrera grounded out, one of the other infielders would bring the other's fielding gear. Didn't know that. Yeah, that's typically with 2 outs, just a way to kind of save time. And it's really cool. It's just a cool thing that players do. Players, it's a tradition. I feel like that's something that we've had. Playing ball. A lot of my teammates, they would bring equipment out if they could. So yeah. The fact that only one guy's been able to give a quality start is not a stat that will keep this team winning. That's not sustainable. Yes, but I also think that they're not going to only have one guy doing it. I think other guys will get better, and I think other guys will perform. I think it's both. The Yankees are not going to be able to consistently win baseball games without good starts, but the Yankees will also get better starts as guys get healthier and as guys keep the ball rolling. So, yeah. I wonder, so DFAing Marcus Stroman is interesting. Should they do it? I think they should. I think he is an uncompetitive starting pitcher, and more uncompetitive than people are even giving him credit for. Like, it's just not good. It's not competitive. It's not enough. The Yankees need a lot more, and can afford a lot more. So yeah, they can do better than this. I'm really tired of I'm really tired of it. I don't know. I don't think he's a competitive major league starter, and it's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating because, that signing I thought was really going to work out because I thought he would be a stabilizing force who got ground balls and did a decent job in the back end, in the middle of that rotation. Instead, he has become not a back end starter. He has become an atrocious starting pitcher. Hot take. I would DFA Giancarlo Stanton to keep Ben Rice on the roster and playing every day. I disagree about DFAing Stanton, but I do think Ben Rice, I think, is better than Giancarlo Stanton at this point in his career. And I say that because Stanton is older. He's coming back from another injury. He put up a 116 WRC plus this year. And you have to ask the question, is that number going to go up or down in 2025? Now, conventional wisdom would tell you another year older, elbow injuries, arrow down. And then if I look at projections, I would say that Ben Rice will finish the season with a WRC plus over 116. It should also be noted that Ben Rice already has more WAR than Stanton did last year. But this is what matters to me. And I'm a data guy and it shouldn't matter to me. But it's really hard for me to overlook the fact that every single time we go to the postseason and Giancarlo Stanton plays, he performs. He is unstoppable in the playoffs. I don't know if he saves himself for the postseason. I don't know what it is, but he is so damn good in the playoffs. I don't think you can DFA Stanton. I think Stanton has to play. I think Stanton has to be in the middle of this lineup. This team needs right-handed hitting. The problem is that they can't fit Goldschmidt, Rice, and Stanton in the lineup altogether without having a really bad defensive catcher back there. And not really bad, not a great defensive catcher back there. I think Rice is a playable defensive catcher. I just don't think he's great back there. I think he's noticeably worse than JC Escar and Austin Wells. When you're dealing with two elite defensive catchers in Wells and Escara, going from that to maybe league average is kind of a massive drop. It's a massive drop off. It is a massive drop off. It is a game-changing drop off. So I think that should be part of this conversation as well, as much as it kind of pains me to say that. So, I'm not really sure what the game plan is. Again, I don't have a good solution in mind. I'd have to think more. I'd have to look more into the data and look more into get a better sample size of what Goldschmidt is and what Rice is, et cetera, before I start making any takes on that. I guess I've come to live chats more often to have anything I say said. That's fair, man. Look, that's what these live chats are for, to have people, get to express themselves and talk about the Yankees and have me just directly answer them instead of like replying and hoping that it comes up in conversation on the podcast or tweeting at me or whatever it may be. This is a direct one-to-one. You get to talk, we get to talk, and we get to have a good conversation. Only player that should get DFA is DJ. I think DJ LeMahieu should get DFA'd as well. But the problem is Oswald Peraza is so bad. Oswald Peraza is not very good. And that is going to give enough wiggle room for the New York Yankees to be like, right? It's just like they don't really have it. Like Pablo Reyes doesn't play. So I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that the Yankees, like, I'm not saying the Yankees that like DJ LeMahieu deserves a spot on this team, but like, I don't know, man. Like their third base situation's bad, dude. Bad. It's bad. It's bad. They need a right-handed hitter in the infield. Stands a liability. Don't care how good the player is in October. If they don't play half the games throughout the season, look, it makes him a bad contract, but it doesn't mean that once he's healthy that you don't want the player to play, right? That is fundamentally like a big difference. Like that is a very important part of this conversation. You cannot, and I truly mean you cannot, push away a hitter, a right-handed hitter especially, off your roster. Like you just can't do it. Like you need right-handed hitting, and Stan's one of the few guys who can hit lefties and balance that lineup out against lefties. Stan will play 4 to 5 days a week. He won't be an everyday player until the playoffs. Yeah, that's fair. Do you think Warren gets put in the bullpen? We talked about that. Does Warren not have any options? He's getting cut to the moon. If so, he isn't staying in the bullpen. He has options left, and he will absolutely remain on this roster. I fully believe he'll remain on this roster. I not on the major league roster all year, maybe, but he will get reps. I mean, I don't think the stuff is bad. I think the stuff is good. The command was just bad. The command has been pretty bad. And the pitch, I don't know why he doesn't throw inside the lefties. Like I lost my cool a little bit talking about that yesterday, but like, dude, you've got to throw a fastball up and in against lefties, man. You have to. You're a major league pitcher. God, man, that frustrates me so much. The Yankees are definitely busted open in this American League division. I don't think they've broken anything open in April. Like if they were up like 10 games in the division in April, I'd be like, oh my God, like, okay, they might be like, they might run away with this division, guys. But the Blue Jays are a game back of the Yankees. Like the Blue Jays have been really good to start the year. Granted, I don't buy into the Blue Jays that hard. Like I don't think they're that good. But I don't think they're bad. Like I don't think the Blue Jays are a bad baseball team. I don't think the Toronto Blue Jays are going to struggle this year. I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the division. But I also they're in terms of strikeout to Walker as a pitching staff, they're fourth in baseball. That pitching staff is good. They are good, or they have been good. They have good arms. They have guys who can throw the ball well. They have dudes who, have gotten better, like Chris Bassett's made some notable improvements. His stuff is a lot better than where it was in recent years, which is hilarious that a guy makes this massive leap in stuff plus in like his age 35 or 36 season. I mean, his stuff plus is not great, but his sinker stuff plus has gotten a lot better, and he's got a deep repertoire, and he's commanding the ball well, and he's getting a lot of whiffs, and he's interesting. He is like completely reinvented himself this year. He looks really good. Kevin Gausman looks pretty good. And I think he will be good. Jeff Hoffman is one of the best relievers in baseball. I do have concerns about the rotation outside of that for them. I don't think Easton Lucas is good. I don't think Jose Barrios is good. I do think Bowden Francis is good. So I don't know. I don't think the Blue Jays are a pushover. I don't think the Blue Jays suck. I think the Blue Jays are a good baseball team. Maybe not a great baseball team, but a good one. And one capable of giving the Yankees a fight in the AL East. All it takes is an injury. I mean, the Yankees have had some pretty significant injuries already, and that is a huge reason why their stock has kind of come down a bit from where they were, I think, at the start of spring training compared to where they were at the start on opening day. I get it. Like, look, Giancarlo Stanton's a limited player. Like, that's why I think Ben Rice is the better player. I think Ben Rice is a better player than Giancarlo Stanton at this point in his career. But again, when you look at the postseason, like, that does matter. because I do think to an extent there is some reserving of energy, or not effort, but energy for the postseason. It's happened so often. It's crazy how good he's been in the postseason. So, um, yeah. Are Volpe's contact rates a problem? He's got to make some more contact, but I ultimately think that you just need him to be like a league average hitter. He's a league average hitter. Like he's going to be a really damn good. So yeah. Hot take: George LeBar Jr. is the starting third baseman on opening day this year. I'm going to get back to this. I'm going to get back to this. I see some minor league questions here. I will get back to this. Don't worry. The Yankees don't need JD Martinez. I agree. If Judge could come back on the strikeouts, give the best ever, hands down. He doesn't need to do that. He's already about as good as you can be without taking steroids. Goldschmidt stays healthy all year. You don't know that. I'm just saying, like, anything could happen. So yeah. I think that he has to make adjustments command-wise. He has to throw fastballs up and into lefties. He has to be okay attacking inside the lefties, or else I'm going to lose my mind. I am. If Judge get in the playoffs, he'd already be in the best ever conversation. Yeah, I think that postseason perception would definitely help him. Starting pitcher trade: Sandy Alcantara, Dylan Cease, Nathan Eovaldi, Tyler Anderson. I'm not a Tyler Anderson guy. I don't think he's very good. Eovaldi, the Rangers are good. They won't trade him. Dylan Cease, the Padres are really good. They won't trade him. Sandy Alcantara, I don't think the Yankees will get him because I don't think they will afford him. But I do want the Yankees to trade for Pablo Lopez. How bad is Peraza? He's bad. He's a really good defender, but he is so bad offensively. He cannot hit. He just cannot hit. When will the Yankees get a third baseman? Probably at the deadline. Is Murakami a Yankee in 2026? I doubt it. I think the Yankees should get a player that's a switch hitter. That'd be cool, but they need someone who can definitely hit from the right-handed side. How realistic is Rice Goldie third base choice? Goldschmidt at third is completely not happening. Rice at third, I think, isn't happening. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at right now. We'll see. Any hitters you see the Yankees getting at the deadline? Oh man, gotta look at bad teams, which is tough to do. Again, it's really hard to figure out who's bad because they're the third wild card creates a situation where being mediocre means you're in the playoff mix, especially in the American League. So, like for example, the Royals are projected to win 78 games on Fangraphs. The projected division winner in the AL Central is the Tigers at 84 wins, but the Royals are just 4 games back of first place in the AL Central. They are not out of it. They're off to a slow start. Do you qualify them as a seller or a buyer? You can't qualify them as a seller. They're a team that just made the postseason last year, and they're not out of it. Like the AL sucks, they're in their heads, and they can make it because the AL stinks. The White Sox are really bad, and they don't have anyone of value. And they're going to be bad. They'll sell. I'm confident saying that. Are the Angels going to sell? Like, I think they will sell, but again, I don't think they have a right-handed infielder that I can necessarily think of that the Yankees should go out and get. Even the Twins, the Twins have been bad to start this year, but they're also still just 4 games back in the loss column of the Tigers. Like, can you definitively call the Twins sellers? That's tough to figure out. Astros are below 500, but they get off to slow starts all the time. Are they going to be bad? I don't know. In the National League, I think the Cubs and the Brewers will contend, but the Cardinals are a game back in the loss column. So are the Reds. Are they contenders? Are they going to try and win the NL Central? The Pirates are bad, but they're 3 games back of the Cubs in the loss column. Are they going to try and contend for the NL Central? And do they have bats to sell? Their offense stinks. The bad teams in base. The problem is that the bad major league teams have bad major league players who cannot help the New York Yankees. And the good major league teams are in contention, and the mediocre major league teams are technically in the mix. So it's really hard to identify who we can trade for and who will be available at the deadline. I'll need a few more weeks to figure that one out. So yeah. But let's get into some prospect talk because we're going to do some prospect stuff. Then we're going to wrap things up. I'm not feeling very well. I'm a little bit sick today, which is why I'm a little disappointed because I wanted this to be a 2-hour show, but this will end up being just a 1-hour show, probably more like a 50-minute show, just because I'm really not feeling good at all. I feel really it's not great. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a little bit concerned right now because it's getting worse. And I Yeah. Anywho, let's talk about the Yankees farm system real quick because I wanted to get some prospect related questions. One of the hot takes here, George Lambar Jr. will be, or not a hot take because I agree with this take. George Lambar Jr. will be the starting third baseman at the beginning of this year. I agree. Right now, George Lambar Jr. has the highest WRC plus for any hitter in the Yankee minor league organization. His swinging strike rate, let's see if I can find it. We're going to look at, I think he has a high ground ball rate, so we'll sort by this. Yeah, 10.7% is not high. This ground ball rate is high. You want it to get lower, but he's walking up as much as he strikes out. He's hitting the ball well. He's seeing the ball well. He's doing really good things. George Lambar Jr. is damn good. He's a really damn good defensive player, and he's right-handed. So, really excited about that. I think George Lambar Jr. has top. Smith Brickner said this. I didn't even say this. Smith Brickner, baseball prospectus mentioned. There's a chance he's a top 25 prospect on Prospectus. He's already a top 40 prospect on both Fangraphs and Baseball America. If he keeps playing well, he's going to be like a top 15 prospect maybe at some point at the end of the season. So he looks really damn good. We had a Spencer Jones question here somewhere. I just want to get to it. And yes, there we go. Can you see the Yankees bring up Spencer Jones this year? Now, Spencer Jones, 181 WRC plus. He's been the second best qualified here in the organization. Strikeouts are still high. That's going to hold him back from being a big leaguer right now. But what's encouraging is that he's hit his fifth home run of the season already. It took him 44 games to do that last year. And he has a two multi-homer games under his belt. Jones only had one multi-homer game under his belt last year. So I think that his power and his game power is going to be a lot better than where it's been in recent years, and that could result in a really, really fun 2025 campaign. And then we've got some prospect minor league pitchers. Okay, there we go. Which minor league pitcher do you think is most major league ready, and who do you think could provide better production than Warren right now? The Yankees should not pull Warren from the rotation yet. They should not. And I say this because the Yankees should give him reps to figure it out. And if he does not figure it out by the time that Luis Heel comes back, you pull the plug. They don't have anyone who can come up and outpitch Warren right now. They don't. And anyone who theoretically could, like hot take, spicy take could, is in high A. Like the guy who I think could outpitch Warren, the guy who I think might be a top 5 starter in the organization, major or minor league level right now, is Ben Hess. Ben Hess has been, oh my God, levels of good. His four-seam fastball is a unicorn pitch. His curveball is ridiculous. This is a guy who I would throw on a top 100 list tomorrow. This is a guy who I hold in very high regard. I have been very impressed with the pitch data and the pitch specs. He is a remarkable prospect. He is someone who could be major league ready by the end of the year. But their most MLB ready prospect is Cam Schlittler. Cam Schlittler, 25.9% striker rate, 6.9% walk rate, 1.80 ERA, 3.36 xFIP. Not a lot of walks, decent amount of strikeouts, good swinging strike rate, or not a great one, excuse me. It's got, his last start, he did not get a lot of whiffs, I guess. Good ground ball rate, can get strikeouts. The command can kind of be fleeting, and that's a concern, but Schlittler, I think with more reps can be a pretty good pitcher. Griffin Herring is not near major league ready because he's in single A doing this versus like high A or double A, but he has had a really good start to his season, and he's someone I'm extremely impressed and encouraged by. Bryce Cunningham is someone whose ERA hasn't been great this year, but the strikeout rates are really good, so not really concerned there. No, I do like Cam Schlittler. I just don't think he's like major league ready right now. And that you have to give him a little more time to get his command underneath him a little bit. But the stuff is good. I like Cam Schlittler. I am a Cam Schlittler guy. I think he'll be a good back-end starter. Someone who could be a 4 or 5 for a World Series contender at some point in the near future. The upside depends on whether his splitter becomes a reliable pitch for him or not. He needs something that moves down the way to lefties. So is he going to be a 5 or is he going to be a 3? That comes down to the splitter. And whether it's a usable pitch or not. Because if it's a usable pitch, yeah, he'll be pretty good. Moving on a little bit, let's take a look here at, his curve is beautiful. It's really a plus pitch. And his sweeper is gorgeous too. Again, this is not, I don't think Cam Schlittler is good. This is literally, I don't think you can force Cam Schlittler up too early. And I think that Cam Schlittler has some things he needs to work on. And that's okay because he's in Double-A and he's not too far away from being a big leaguer. One other guy I wanted to highlight was someone who I think, so a couple of guys I wanted to highlight. We're going to talk about Carlos LaGrange. He had a really good outing, 9 strikeouts. I know his ERA is 7, and that's not great, but 3.30 FIP, 8.1% walk rate. That's really encouraging because his walks have always been a problem. He's someone who could, get to Double-A at the end of the year. He's Rule 5 eligible too, so he will be placed in the Rule 5 on the 40-man roster if he's good at the end of the year. And then Eric Ruzzelman is someone who I think could help the big league team this year. Eric Ruzzelman has a 2.70 ERA, a 4.25 FIP, and a 3.38 xFIP in AAA as a reliever. 34.5% strikeout rate, 1.35 home runs per 9, 13.8% walk rate. Command is an issue. Command is a very real issue for Eric Ruzzelman, but strikeouts are not an issue. Strikeouts are not an issue for Eric Ruzzelman. He misses a ton of bats. Really excited about what he can do. Harrison Cohen has pitched really well in Double-A. He's a little bit of an older guy too, so I wonder if he gets moved up quickly because his stuff could play. He has a really, really good changeup. Brendan Beck, another kind of like dark horse. He's a starter though, someone who might be able to help the pitching staff soon. Doesn't have great fastball stuff scores because his fastball just isn't thrown very hard, but the secondaries are pretty good. And yes, this Hudson Valley pitching staff is really, really good. We got a great rotation. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz has not been mentioned yet. He hasn't had a great start to his year, but his stuff is good. And I think given time, he will settle into a big league role nicely because I really do believe in his stuff. So yeah. With that being said, we're going to start wrapping things up here just because, again, not feeling great. But I really, really, really do believe that the Yankees have a good thing going here on the minor league side. They're off to a good start, the major league side. But again, it's how that sustains throughout the rest of the season. We can't, sit here and pretend that it's time to conclude and start going, all right, they're winning the division and their farm system's clearly better than where it was last year. Need some more time to figure that out. But if he does figure that out, oh man, the New York Yankees could be pretty good on the farm system and pretty good at the major league side, and that'll help them get players at the deadline and also build their ability to develop from within. Develop from within. That's really what I'm excited for. So, yeah. With that being said, we're going to be posting our prospect of the day soon. So be on the lookout for that. Support the social media pages because you're doing great work there. Check out Fireside Yankees on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's podcast. We really appreciate you guys so much this season. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been great. We really appreciate the support early and often. And you can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter. We'll be doing more live shows like this. I'll hopefully not feel like utter garbage and wake up feeling a little better. Again, I really apologize because of having fun doing this, and this is something I really want to keep doing. We'll be going live again Sunday after the end of the Yankees, the final game of that 4-game set in Tampa. And we'll be live again next Friday, same time, 11 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, you get 2 live streams a week. We'll try and do more live streams for post-game stuff, or at least post-game episodes and videos. So there's that. And again, be on the lookout for some more Aspen Vodka content because we've got a lot of stuff rolling with them. That'll be really fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and let's go Yankees. Peace out.